is what you call. That is what you call New York grit, CK. Let's go, New York. Let's go. That's how you close out a game. That's how you close out a game when they're just hacking and whacking all series, all night long, baby, or all afternoon, man. We got a matinee edition. I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped. Woo! Let's go. New York entered this one, guys. 2-1 in the series. We're going to extend this thing to 3-1, okay? And they did exactly what they did in game one. They got Karl-Anthony Towns going early. Brunson was just distributing the ball. You saw OG get a dunk early. Defense was clamping the Pistons up. It was going in New York's direction all the way through. Just what you wanted to see. But of course, we could not have an easygoing afternoon watching the New York Knicks. Of course, there had to be a little bit of chaos and confusion with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Knicks would then give the Pistons the ammo and the confidence to storm on back, being down by 7 entering the half. All right? Pistons would come out in the second half, gain all that confidence, use it to get a lead. And not only did they get a lead, we got us scared because JB would go down with an ankle injury, the same ankle that he injured before, that right ankle, because he got into a tie-up with Dennis Schroeder. And just when it seemed it was about to be dark, and it looked like it was about to be grim because he had McBride out there campaign, who walks out of the tunnel? Was this the Willis Reed moment? Was this the Willis Reed moment for JB? Because JB walked out of the tunnel, got back to the bench, checks back in, and gets back to work, baby. When the Pistons had a lead, Pistons were up, baby. Pistons were up by like what, double digits? JB said, not today. Not today, folks. And who else decided to help him, CK? Brings in 3 points, make it a 3-point game. And then you get to see JB do what he does best, man. Just close a game. But he didn't just do it by himself. There's one, Karl-Anthony Towns knocking down a big 3 to seal this thing up. And then you have to have the Pistons crying the hip check on Tim Hardaway. Man. You can't cry. You cannot say that you play like the bad boys Pistons and then you cry about a hip check and then do the same. He does the same thing that people complain about Brunson about, where he just does a pump fake and then tries to lead into Josh Hart. I ain't taking it. I ain't buying it tonight. New York Knicks would win this one 94-93. That is what New York grit is all about, all right? Make sure to hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. We got CK2K here with me on the other side. You know he's already hyped after being with you guys through play-by-play. We're going to break this thing down. We're going to break this thing down. Make sure to download the Discord. Make sure to go to the website, whatever fits your fancy. We need to hear your takes tonight, people. We need to hear your takes tonight. How are you feeling that the Knicks are now up 3-1 on the series? Take both games in Detroit. Detroit basketball ain't back, baby. I'm telling you that right now. I can tell you also this. Cade Cunningham, not the best player in this series. All right? And here's one more other thing. Jalen Brunson, for the foul mount merchant that they're calling him, only had 2 free throws today. 15 points in the fourth quarter, not one free throw.
Nope.
As Goldmember said from Austin Powers, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Man, I'm hyped. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. We love the dramatics, don't we? We love it, right? You know, just that Broadway vibe of the New York Knicks. I tell you what, man, we came out of the gates balling. Like we had that same energy from game 3 where it just like we were not scared. We got you guys figured out. Detroit, what? The New York Knicks are here, and it just felt good. But as you mentioned, that second quarter, bro, shooting 22% from the field in that second quarter. My man Deuce throwing up some, then couldn't get the 3 ball to fall. My guy Mikal was throwing that thing all. He had one possession where he got back-to-back opportunities, missed the second one worse than the first one. OG, think he closed it out the second quarter. But, man, that second quarter, like you said, it gave that young Pistons team the hope they needed. I've been saying all series long, the play-by-play, Pistons fans ain't the brightest, but they definitely got some passion. And, they were very excited about that little run they had. And the Pistons came out in that third quarter and used it. Because, boy, oh, boy, did they have us looking like some chumps. Now, we can talk about officiating. The play-by-play chat, they turned on me, man. I went heel for a second because the play-by Play chat was upset because I didn't agree with the referee blaming. Yeah, there was some fouls that could have gone our way, but this is playoff basketball. Everybody thinking that we watching October basketball. It's playoff basketball. We got to be tough the same way that they came out tough in that third quarter. And you know what? We sure did that in the fourth. Shout out to JB coming back. It looked scary because it was the same ankle. Comes back out there, shows the toughness, does what Captain Clutch does. I think it was Next Level. I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but Next Level said, don't worry, CK. He's not hurt. He just went back in the tunnel. He had to go get the cape again. And you were sure right, because the minute he came back, Captain Clutch had some huge buckets. Mikal Bridges, thank God, figured out what a three-point ball was in the fourth quarter. And you mentioned it, Karl Anthony Towns. You talked about the threes, Alex. My favorite shot from Karl Anthony Towns, after Tobias Harris was getting in his face and had some moments in that third quarter, my favorite shot was that baseline fadeaway jumper behind the backboard. Come on, Cat. That is the Karl Anthony Towns. I was a little worried about Cat in that third quarter. I'm like, man, you let Tobias do this to you? He said, no, CK. I'm going to shoot it from another area code and watch this shimmy fadeaway baseline jumper for on the road. Like, come on, man. So shout out to the New York Knicks getting it done. Defense closed out that game. Man, did we get a series of emotions for this one. But what's the most important? A win is a win. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. Knicks are up 3-1. Knicks in 5.
Knicks are up 3-1 going back to Madison Square Garden to hopefully close out on Tuesday, CK.
Let's
and
hope. Yes,
yo, to what you said, Karl Anthony Towns, yo, that was by far, next to the 3-point shot. I mean, that was a step back. I mean, holy cow. Dude, that man might as well just went up to the stand and said, everybody from the 313, put your hands up and follow me, and just walked right out, man. Holy cow.
Facts,
That's what he needed to do. That's what he needed to do. Let's talk about Karl Anthony Towns first, man. Yeah, man. Because this, he's beating the allegations, man. People were calling this team soft. I said it before. I do not call this team soft. They're a finesse team. But, today was a day where playing physical, not a lot of foul calls, all right? Yeah. Knicks only ended with 18, okay? 18. 4 of those free throws came from Mitch. The other 6, by the way, were for Josh Hart, who was getting mauled today. So, respectively, he needed to get to the free throw line. I mean, even one by Cade. That Cade just didn't even foul him, man. We should have checked him because he just grabbed his wrist and threw him to the ground midair. I was like, yo, that is. Ball, right. I was like, wait a minute. There was no ball. There was nothing. Like, that's not even a basketball play. That's not even safe. Like, we ain't going to check that. But okay, doesn't matter. We still got the win. But Karl Anthony Towns tonight, 10 of 23 from the field, 27 points, 5 of 7 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 9 boards, 1 assist, 1 block. Karl Anthony Towns doing the damn thing tonight, making the Pistons pay from deep. Yo, I've talked to many people when they come on for a Game of the Week preview, man, and they said the one thing that's going to hurt the Pistons, as the Knicks' Achilles heel, is guarding the 3. And with Karl Anthony Towns, if he's going to be knocking down threes, and obviously tonight 5 of 7 is a hell of a performance from downtown. Yo, Pistons just didn't have an answer. This game probably would have been a little bit different if JB didn't have to be out for a little bit of the game, and if the Knicks didn't decide to have like a brain fart between the second and third quarter. But Karl Anthony Towns,
we all did though.
But even when Brunson,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but the whole team had a brain fart in that second and third.
It's all good, man.
I'm still holding it to him, but we figured it out.
It's all good. It's all good. But for Cat, man, even when JB went out, like you got to see some toughness from him making some difficult shots, as we talked about. That baseline shot was when JB was out, and so you're looking for somebody just to come through in the moment when you don't have your number one option. Karl Anthony Towns holding down the fort, playing 40 minutes tonight with Mitchell Robinson, who's recovering from an illness. Mitch only played 9 minutes tonight. Those are tough, grueling 40 minutes for Cat, okay? Mm-hmm. Tough, grueling minutes. You got to give this man his kudos. You got to give him his praise tonight. Played some solid defense as well. And he did all of this, by the way, CK, while being in foul trouble. I tweeted out, I did not like that Tibbs left him in with 4 fouls in the third quarter with some time to go, all right? It's like we should have gone to Mitch and saved Cat because you're going to need Cat in these moments down the stretch, right? And Still didn't like the call in the third, just because I felt like he could have even changed the lineup to get something going. Since the Pistons were getting downhill, you could put Mitch in. But Cat came through when he needed, especially when JB was out, man, and didn't even close his game. Big threes in the fourth quarter. Not only the step back one, but the one that JB found to him on the right, was it the right wing too? He knocked that thing down because Duran was just too far into the paint, hedging too far in. So Cat took advantage of everybody and made everyone pay tonight, man. Karl Anthony Towns was a beast.
Yeah. Like I said, I was in the play-by-play I was talking about, because Tobias had his moment in that third quarter. We can all act like it didn't happen, but Tobias Harris was having his moment in foul trouble as well. And I was looking at Cat. I'm like, brother, don't let Tobias do this to you. You both got the 4 fouls. Don't let Tobias go out here, get these and ones, have these little moments. They have the whole Detroit believing that they have a comeback. This is your moment, Cat. Cat now, he took a few seconds. He's like, damn, CK, you right. And then he came out there, went bang, bang. I'm calling it. He was talking trash to the referees, talking trash to the Detroit bench, talking trash to the front row. Man, shout out to Karl Anthony Towns turning that thing around. That's all it is, man. Like I can't say it enough. Chuck D, the great, the Rhyme man on himself, can't say it enough. Playoffs are a war. We would love these things to go our way. We would love when there's a foul for a foul to be called. We would love if something that does not go our way, it can get corrected right away. But that's just not how the playoffs work. It's about how you react to the last thing that happened. We went on a run, the Pistons reacted, and we almost got slumped. It looked like it was end for us. And what did the New York Knicks do through everything? Like you mentioned with Karl Anthony Towns, fought right back, got into the game, took that lead back, had the Pistons trying to figure out what's going on, and then JB Bitterstaff and the rest of his coaching staff were crying at the end of the game, going back to New York down 1-3. Look, man, that's exactly what you want from the New York Knicks. It's not going to always be pretty, Mr. Alex, but you know the same. But yeah, shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for sure.
It's not always going to be pretty. It's got to be gritty at times, man. Today was a gritty one, especially when it is playoff basketball. I mean, look, when you're watching how this game was just unfolding, especially like I said in the second half, it was nightmarish. This is not the way you want it. It's not the way you want to see this team go, especially with the hot start that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know who we got to talk about too, man? It's Jalen Brunson. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns did his thing. We got to talk about Jalen Brunson because, dude, I was holding my breath. You see him go down with that same ankle, and it's not once this series, it's a couple times this series, right? Even in game 1, it's the same ankle. You're like, oh man. And shout out to Marbury, who's been on the show, man. He's said, like, look, the ankle's not going to be as strong because it's still recovering. It's only a month, and it's still trying to gain the strength back. So you just see it at times, right? But the way that Schroeder landed on him, and you see that he could even put weight on it trying to walk back to the locker room, I was like, there's no way you're going to tell me right now that Jalen Brunson is done. And this man had his Willis Reed moment. If you're a Jets fan, he walked out of the tunnel like Brandon Marshall. He thought Brandon Marshall was done. And he's just jogging like, oh, don't worry, man. I'm coming back out. We got this. Don't worry, baby. And then next, like I said, man, he went to work. I mean, the fact that he only ended the game with 2 free throws as everyone's calling him a foul merchant and still got his tonight. He doesn't need it, man. He does not need to get to the free throw line. And I think people need to stop with this nonsense and understand what gamesmanship is, and understanding that you have to manipulate the rules and bend them to get the advantage. Tonight, didn't get to the free throw line, but he ended the game with 32 points nonetheless. So 2 free throws, hit both of them, 32 points. So 30 points without the free throws, CK. 30 points without free throws, and still had 11 assists. Still have 5 boards.
I was just gonna ask you. That other thing they like to talk about with Jalen Brunson, Alex. They also like to talk about Jalen Brunson don't like to move the ball. That's what they like to say. And you know what? They might add a point, but Jalen Brunson told us in that press conference after game 2, I gotta set the table. I gotta be better, and he has been. So on top of those 30 points you talking about, not getting many free throw attempts or shots. He didn't add 11 assists on that thing.
And then 6 in the first quarter, obviously worked through the rest of the game to get the 7?
Yeah.
So
again, second and third was a rough quarter, or some rough quarter.
Yeah. So 5, sorry, 5, not 7. To get 5. My math is going a little crazy. But anyway, you just look at what he does, man, and just the craftiness and just being able to use his body just to get to the hoop. It's just different. and the man's just ice cold, truly ice cold. Like, I don't see this man waver at all. Like, you're talking about, you're down, like you missed some time, and it looked like the Pistons were about to run away with this, man. And then you just enter the game, and you just say it's not a problem. We're going to figure it out and get back into it. And I'm trying to pull up the stats right now. Although NBA.com, you need to, you got to fix your things, guys. I don't know what's going on over here. You got to fix it. But look, when you're talking about the Pistons, who were up by 11 points in the fourth quarter, right? Mm-hmm. And then Brunson has to enter in around the 8-minute mark to bring this thing back down. Like, that's some true, like, grit and will to pull your team back into this. And so when you start thinking about the heroics of a player and the legacy of a player and all the stuff that creates that, as everyone talks about today, CK, the aura, or, you talk about the, what is the other thing? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of it right now. But when you think about their legacy and how they will be remembered as time goes on, it's like, this dude he just does not give up. He does not believe that the team is ever out. And, talk about leadership. Talk about leadership and being able to just will your team to come back and win this thing by 1, was still giving the Pistons a chance to win this thing, and then playing top end defense to close that thing out. Yo, man. The Cap is just, he's just a different player, man. He is the best player in the series. I don't know what people were thinking about when they were talking about Cade, and this is no shade to Cade. All right, he can become a great player in his own right, first time in the postseason. But to say that he is the best player in the series off the rip after Brunson's resume, craziness, absolute craziness.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like a lot of fans that were turning on Brunson this year, they really forget why he got that captain moniker. Like, he didn't just get it because he scores a lot of points and it's nice that we got a point guard. Nah, Jalen Brunson is every meaning of the word of a captain when it comes to this basketball team. This, like we talked about, he knew his faults. Knew what he was doing wrong when we dropped 1-1 after our 2 games in the Garden, fixed those things, and came right out to Detroit, showed it right to all of our faces, and on top of that, gets hurt. You think that's over for him? No, he's going to do everything he can in his body to make sure he comes out here and plays hard for us. So there's a reason why he's the captain, and people can continue to hate on it. People can continue to not like it, but it is what it is because he is every definition of the word captain. That's Jalen Brunson for the Knicks.
Man, I got to give a shout out to, a big supporter of the KFTV channel. Her name's Cynthia Pong. She wrote a fantastic article through Forbes about the different types of leaderships for this team. And she really did a great job at, nailing at what Brunson is and what type of leader he is and why he got the captain designation. So I'm trying to pull it up right now. And, it's an authentic leadership, right? He just stays true to who he is. And so, like, you just see, like, this calm demeanor he doesn't waver off the court. You see how he just acts all around. He doesn't change who he is, man. And to see that and to play with that level of style, like not change who you are, I feel like that's a big reason to why he's able to be so successful. Some people have to change who they are, man. Some people have to like be able to elevate their persona, their charisma, whatever it may be in any parts of life in order to achieve their goals. Brunson's just who he is. And continues to put in that work, man. You can see that he continues to put in that work and leads by that work ethic, man. Amen. So shout out to Brunson for a hell of a game. Amen. Shout out to Knicks Nation, man. Thank you for tuning for another KFTV post game live. We got 3,000 in the chat right now, tuning in, man. 3,000 in the chat. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. CP is on the way to join us and break this thing down. All right. Hope some of you were at the Ainsworth today, celebrating, watching the orange and blue, celebrating with the rest of the Knicks Nation to watch your team do it to pull out this gutty win. But don't worry, man. If you were at the Ainsworth and you want to call in too, we're gonna take your calls right now. Holy wow! I didn't even get to look at the Discord yet. We got to pull some people in right now, man. We got to pull some people in. So Zach, unmute your mic, man. Got to hear your thoughts on this game. Zach, if you hear me right now, please unmute your mic.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Zach, tell me your thoughts on this game, man. How are you feeling?
I am feeling extremely pleased with that outcome. What a battle that was. I know. CP says it was gritty. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. This was pretty and gritty. I loved what Knicks came and brought tonight. They showed that they have a stick-to-itiveness to them and aggression that everybody thought wasn't there, but obviously they found it today, and they came back and they showed their willpower.
Absolutely. They showed that willpower. And look, this is how, if you want to use the metaphor, iron sharpens iron. Look, even though the Pistons are crying, right, about foul calls after they wanted to be considered the new era of bad boys, like you got to play through physicality. If that's what you're going to call yourselves, you can't be crying about fouls now. If that's what you're going to be calling yourselves. Amen. But regardless, the physical play is just getting this Knicks team ready for the next round. And I feel like these type of battles are just bringing this team together, and to see that it's the starting five that we consistently have to rely on because the bench is not getting much minutes. These guys are prepared and grueling this thing out, man. Absolutely true.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like you said, if they're going to moan about the little body on that 3-point with Tim Hardaway and the pump fake, they have another thing coming after the whole game that they were bumping us off the body every time we crashed the board. So every time we went to the hoop, it was no, man. That was a truly good fought win. And then Bridges, who couldn't find the hoop for the whole game, coming up huge in the fourth. You got to give him his credit, man. Those two baskets were just, saved us. They brought us back in the game, and obviously Captain Clutch is who he is, man. That man, he just finds it. He just digs deep and always pulls it out for us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, Zach. We got a lot on the line, man. Appreciate your call as always. Appreciate your call, man.
Always, you guys enjoy. Salute to KFTV Nation and big win Knicks.
Big win indeed. They're up 3-1, baby. Up 3-1. We got a lot of calls, so let's keep running through. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's go. All right. So Pop, unmute your mic, man. Pop, what's going on?
Yo, fellas, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Pop, how you feeling, man?
Hey, this is Will Latimer. What's going on? Alex CK, what's good?
Hey, Will Latimer, what's going on?
It was lit in the chat today. It was a lot of crying going on, CK. You know it. I was one of the few, me and my 2 cents, we was in there talking about, chill. Y'all gotta relax. Take it easy. I was like, we gonna steal this game. I felt it, bro. He said that Detroit had the the pressure was on them to finish, and they didn't finish. We closed out. Big shots by Cat, JB. Hey, man, like you said, he had his Willis Reed moment. We gonna close these guys out, man. Knicks in 5. I know y'all got a lot of people, and like I said earlier too, the wing stop, it was closed. The doors, but the drive-through, they only had 2 people, but they was playing that defense though. They was playing that defense, man. Salute to you guys. CK, you did an awesome job, dog. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know it. I'm always here for y'all. And Chuck, I like that stand up, fan up, man up chant. That's what we going with. Y'all gotta stop crying when things ain't going our way. And one more thing, real quick. When Cat plays to his capability and stop playing into the hands of the defense, that's when we say he's soft and he cries. When he goes and does a strong move like that fade in the corner was beautiful, and that step back on the rim from way downtown from Zamunda, big shots. But peace to the chat. I love y'all, man. Salute. Let's go. Knicks in 5, baby. We closing them out on Tuesday.
Let's go, Will.
Shout out to Will Latimer, man, for calling it. Always in the chat, baby. He's always in the chat repping Knicks Nation. Let's go. Oh, man. Sorry to cut you off, Pop. Sorry to cut you off, Will. We're going to go to, look, man, you know who's also in the clutch? CK? It's a perfect time to go to this ad read because it's clutch all the time. And that's Skims. You already know what it is. Skims is always clutch, CK. Look, Skims just... Look, the 5-inch seams, man. The 5-inch boxer briefs. You already know what it is. Hey, yo, Daniel, please change it. We don't need that one up there. But hey, look, shout out to Skims. They're the new sponsor of the NBA, all right? They now make a line for men's underwear, and they're comfortable as all hell, all right? And they give you the support where you need. You can hoop in them. You can do anything athletic in them. Yo, the whole team is strapped here at KFTV. We love them to death. No testimonials, but we tell you just to go support Skims, man. Shout out to Kim K and the crew for doing the damn thing and bringing it over to the men's side of the world. And look, when you go to checkout and you go purchase your Skims, go down when you go to the drop down and you tell them how you heard about them. Make sure to tell them select podcast and then let them know that KFTV sent you. All right, Skims is by far some of the best boxer briefs I've ever had. I'd recommend them to you as well. All right. You need something that's breathable, gives you the support that you need, and it's lightweight. All right. You don't need something dragging you down all day long. All right. So make sure to go support Skims. Let's get to the other sponsor of the show. All right. Underdog Fantasy. So let's go to key stats of the matinee, not even of the night, of the matinee. All right. So let's go to key stats of the game. Look, New York Knicks won this one, inching this one out 94-93. Okay. And when you look at the rebounding battle, I don't know how the Knicks are doing this, man. I previewed multiple games. I'm like, if the Knicks are winning, they have to be winning the rebounding battle, but they're not winning this at all. So they lost this one 53-62, which is crazy. I think they lost by 9. They did win the assist battle by 1, 19-18.
Yeah.
11 of them coming from Brunson. They won the steal battle 11-6. Lost the block battle, but it was critical blocks. You know, you can have 9 blocks, but it doesn't mean it amounts to anything. Knicks got some critical blocks in this game, 3-9. Won the turnover battle. The Pistons showing their youth again. Knicks won 10-17. Shooting wise, Knicks didn't really shoot the ball well from the field, but they did shoot well from downtown. They shot 46% from downtown while shooting 37% from the field. Pistons did a little bit better with 43%. Were horrible from downtown, only shot 24%. And then free throws, man. Pistons hit 82% of the free throws while the Knicks only hit 61. So these stats right here, man, it's just crazy to look at that the Knicks didn't win the important ones rebounding and shooting wise outside of the 3-point shooting, but were able to use their defense in this matchup to come up clutch and win 94-93. And then we look at the points in the paint battle. Pistons just dominated that as well, 48-32. Second chance points, Pistons won that one 18-17. Fast break points, 15-12. Detroit won that one as well. By looking at all these stats, you thought the Pistons should have came out with the victory in this one, but the Knicks were able to figure out some way, somehow, to go get this win. What do you think about the key stats of tonight, CK?
Can I loophole my key stat? I got a little bit of a loophole for my key stat because you named a lot. You know, the 3-point shooting at 46, I'll take that. Free throw 61, I don't like it. You know, turnover, blah blah blah. My key stat of the night is that final score. That's my key stat of the night. For everything that went through from the crazy shooting in the second quarter, like I mentioned, we shot 22% in the second quarter. Like you mentioned, the free throw wasn't great, but you know we did have some good defensive stats and 9 blocks that were very key. The one that comes to my mind was the Mikal Bridges block on Asar Thompson on a fast break after he damn near missed everything on his jump shot the play before. But my key stat of the night, I don't know if this counts the stat. My key stat of the night has to go to that 94-93 final score because there was nothing of our stats that were glaring that would say, yeah, this team was the winning team. And that's what's so beautiful about coming out and getting this really tough win. So give me the final score as my stat of the night.
I like it, man. I like it. I like it.
Has that been done before? Can I have that?
No, you can win. You can take that one, man. I don't think anyone has ever given that type of analysis using the final score as the key stat of the game, but I like it. I appreciate it. I like the, you know, that's what we hear, man. We got different point of views, different analysis, you know, on this show. That's why you're my guy, CK. Yeah, and as we said, key stats of the matinee today. It's brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. And if you sign up today, before Game 5 happens, you have the chance. If you sign up and make a deposit, you got to do both those things. New users and put down a deposit, you get a chance to win tickets to Game 5. So make sure to go do that. But let me tell you a little bit something about Underdog Fantasy, okay? You got 2 options when you play Underdog Fantasy. You got the fantasy drafts, and you got the pick'ems over there, all right? So if you want to go create a ticket, you can choose anywhere between 2 to 8 players. Now, it doesn't have to be from one sport. If it is from one sport, you got to make sure you choose 2 different teams. But the cool thing is you can mix and match MLB, NBA. You got NHL going on right now. So you can mix and match from 2 to 8 players, and all you got to do is just choose higher or lower for any stat that they give you. So for tonight, man, if they said JB, you know, let's say that they said that JB had to go higher or lower from 26.5 points. Well, I don't know why you're not choosing anything higher, because JB's showing you it doesn't matter who's out in front of him, he's going to get over 30 points. So you should always choose higher in this matchup. So that's what I would have done, man. That's what I would have done tonight if I wasn't on dad duty and if I didn't have the opportunity to do it. I would have chose that, okay? And so you can make a ticket, like I said, between 2 to 8 players, choosing higher or lower on any stat. And the cool thing is about Underdog is that they give you the opportunity to go all in. So if you believe all your picks will hit, you'll get a larger return than if you do the insured route, where if you say you choose 3, let's say you choose 4 and you got 3 right, you still get some money, but it won't be as much as if you believe that all of them would hit. Now, the other cool thing is the fantasy draft. Okay, you can put on your GM caps, put a little lunch money down with your friends, or go compete with some randos, and let's see who could put together the best team. That's what's so cool about Underdog Fantasy. So make sure to use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. And remember, if you're a new user and you put down a deposit, you get a chance to win some tickets to Game 5. So make sure to go do that as well, okay? All right, man. Let's get back to the Discord. Let's take some more calls. We got a lot of people on the line. We want to hear your thoughts. Let's go to, let's see, man. Oh, here we go. Let's go to Tugboat Taylor. I know Tugboat was reminding us why Campaign got his nickname. What up, Tugboat? Tugboat, you there? I saw you mute your mic. You had your mic unmuted, now you muted. What's going on, Tugboat? You there?
My bad. You know, I'm still figuring out how to work this thing out.
There you go. All good, man. All good. How you feeling today?
Man, I feel great, man. I feel great. I feel like this was a great game. This was a great win. I know a lot of people gonna be upset. We might see it on Worst Take tomorrow about this foul at the end of the game, but they won't acknowledge how we were fouled the whole game. That's the whole reason they came back. But that is what it is. It's a great game.
Absolutely, it was a great game. I don't want to hear nothing about no fouls tonight, man. They let it was look. The refs have been bad for most of these games, not only for Knicks and Pistons, but throughout a lot of the playoffs. A lot of uneven calls, and we've seen that during the regular season. We've seen that for the past couple of years now. But I don't want to hear anything from Pistons fans when I legitimately saw Cade Cunningham grab the wrists of Josh Hart and threw him to the ground midair. All right, that is not a basketball play. I don't want to hear nothing about it. And then if you wanted to
on these foul calls, I don't really get upset about foul calls until they start messing with the momentum of the game, whether it's called on either side. And that's why I feel like is the issue is when it's messing with the momentum of the game.
I hear you.
But
yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is. Hey, but Alex the Great, CK, shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, CK. I was watching that. I appreciate you. Alex, you always doing your thing. But hey, on the skim commercials, let's do the ladies side next time. Let's see what that looks like. It's a family show. So let's see what the ladies collections are for all the female fans out here, so we can see what that looks like instead of looking at the males collection,
Yeah, I feel you, Tugboat. I feel you on that. I'll make sure I make that recommendation to CP and our producer for next time. Daniel, I know you're tuning in, so you got the idea for next time. CP,
we'll take a note.
Tugboat's got a great idea, man. Tugboat's got a great idea. Shout out to Tugboat, man, for always calling in, man. Appreciate you always tapping in. Let's keep going down through the lines, man. Let's keep going down through the lines. Who else we got here? We got, is this Will from LI? Will.
It is. Can you guys hear me?
Will from LI, are you there, man? I saw you unmute your mic. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you. I hear him. You can't hear him?
I can't hear him at all. Oh my God. Here's the nonsense. Come on. Oh man. Will, just back. Can you back out?
Sure.
Wait, no, there he is. No, I got you now. Now I got you.
Okay.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
We in business. CK and Alex, I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. And this game is just the definition of cardiac Knicks. I was, number one, I'm just so proud of the defense, okay? Because in that first quarter, we were locking them up. Once I saw the defense, everybody was playing to the right intensity. I felt, good for the game, And then as the game is going on, you see the Pistons try to make a run at the end of the half. At that point, I still wasn't worried, but it wasn't until JB went down, which I was mortified. I was like, oh, Lord. I was praying to every God out there, praying that our captain would come back, and he did, with his cape, like he always does. And him and Karl Anthony Towns were just carrying the team. Oh my God. It was a crazy moment. I got my dad in the room. I had my brother in the room. Everybody was just watching the game. Karl Anthony Towns hits the craziest shimmy fadeaway that I've ever seen. It was like one of those no, yes shots. And then with the game-winning step back, oh my God, I almost fainted. I almost fainted, man. It was just a great game, man. It's 3-1. We going back to the Garden on Tuesday, and I want everybody to wear black because we gonna be hosting an obituary, hosting the Detroit Pistons. Okay, that's it, man. Hey, great show, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys to it, but yeah, man, Knicks in 5. Oh, I just want to say one more thing. Cade, Dwayne Wade, Beyblade, Knicks in 5. Okay, 6 and 5. I'm gonna talk to y'all later, man.
Let's go.
Shout out to Will from LI, man. Man, he said Cade, Dwayne Wade, Beyblade, Knicks in 5. That's that energy, man. I hope you are all on that energy today. Wow. Whew. Damn, man. This game was crazy. I feel Will, though, man, because I was watching this game. I was like, are you kidding me? Like I said, when JV goes down, now I'm like, it's just tough. But absolutely, those shots, I mean, this is what's so fun about the playoffs, man. It's like the tension is there. You know what I mean? Like that's what makes these playoffs so fun. It's even like last year. I remember just jumping out of my seat when Dante hit that 3 after Hartenstein got that offensive board.
Yes.
Yo, so like for everyone know, like my wife's out of town right now, so it's just me and Little Man. So I'm like, all right, you know, Little Man's got to get some TV time in, watch some Knicks game, man. We're gonna start this kid early. So then he's like sitting on the couch with me, and then I'm jumping. I'm like, he's like looking at me like, what's going on here? Just learning the passion, man. Just learning the passion about these games. And he's just confused. What am I watching? And it's like, dude. Like I'm talking to my son like I'm talking to another grown man. Like, yo, did you just see that? And it's like, I gotta relax for a second. This is look, man. He's only 19 months old. He ain't understanding this yet.
Yeah, he'll get it. He'll get it.
He'll get it time. In due time, exactly. We living out here in Boston, but he's gonna be bleeding orange and blue. That's no question about that.
Good.
All right, man. Let's keep going down through the calls. We got a lot of people on this line still. Let's get to Knicks Fix. Knicks Fix. How are you feeling?
CK, Alex, what up, guys?
What up, man? How are you feeling right now?
Yo, Big Purr, Big Bodega, meow, Bodega Cat, man, that man beast, bro. My God, second game in a row, not the double bang, bro. Bless us with the double, oh my God. Yo, Mikhail going 1 for 10, then hitting the absolutely most difficult fadeaway threes. Dude was comatose until those threes, man, my God. And then what else can you say about the captain, right? When it's money time, it's closing time. That's why you got him. He was killing with the midi game and the step back 3. But on the real, though, yo, the individual talent is so immense on this team, bro. They can overcome the limitations of the read and react offense and like the non-adjustments on the defensive side. But yo, that's for another day. Whatever, bro. Cat with the bomb 3. Y'all think Julius was hitting that side, that kind of shot, man? My God. But nah, man, that dude is an offensive weapon. And then one last thing, yo. I'm gonna need OG, Deuce, and Mikhail to wake up from their lobotomy on Tuesday night because we're gonna close it out. Say it with me, guys. Say it with me.
Facts.
Go New York, go New York, go. Let's go, fellas.
Facts.
Go New York, indeed. Shout out to Knicks Fix, man. And yo,
call.
Look, great call. And look, talking about Mikhail and OG, I know there's a lot of heat that they were getting on socials right now because their offensive game wasn't there tonight. But defensively, these guys stepped up, man. I mean, that like you look at the score. You look at why the Pistons were having a tough time knocking down shots. I mean, Bridges with the block of all blocks on Thompson, right? Like you're looking for the Pistons are just looking for answers, and you get a block on Asar Thompson like that by Bridges. Excellent stuff. The way Cade was guarding the way OG was guarding Cade, like that. It's tough, man. Cade is a good player, and OG has a difficult assignment, but those two guys on the wings today. That was Wingstop.
Yeah.
That was Wingstop.
Drop it was open, like Will said, man.
The reason why the Pistons had a tough time getting to their spots, and you got to throw Josh Hart out there because Josh Hart did an awesome job defending today as well. Like those 3 players, there's a reason why they're not getting into the 100 points today. And so we got to give our respect. And look, I know that the offense wasn't pretty from Mikal, but these type of games, that's what you brought him in here for.
It was
Because
a reverse of game 2. Because
really
Mikal Bridges had a great scoring night, but then couldn't hit the ones that mattered, which is when we lost. Mikal could not hit a bucket tonight, but made the big ones down the stretch that we needed. So, it definitely was a big reverse. But like you said, the defense, like I kept talking about it in the play-by-play. Like I get it, like we need those shots to go down. But if we're getting killed by people other than Cade Cunningham, I'll take that. Yes, Cade got it going in the second half, but it took him to the second half to get there. And even down the stretch, we saw OG and Mikal had it down. Like that switch perfect. Like they were trying to screen OG off, they're trying to screen Mikal off, but the way that they had it so perfected to like, bet you want to switch off me, you're gonna be guarding Mikal. Bet you want to switch off me, you're gonna be guarding OG. The two of them, like they were in perfect sync on how to handle Cade Cunningham. Cade had a nice little second and third quarter, but when it mattered down the stretch, OG and Mikal stepped up. So to me, I'm giving it a pass offensively because they did the other side that we complained about all season long. Defense. We ain't playing defense. Tom Thibodeau didn't play. We did that today, and a big part of it was because of Wingstop for sure.
Look, man, the Pistons went 7 of 29 from downtown. They shot 24%. Their perimeter players first. The Pistons are going to do what they do on the inside, especially if you're not going to have Mitch, who's fully healthy for today. And look, we know Cat's not the best rim protector out there. He does a decent job at times, but he's not an elite rim protector. And so the fact that you're able to get these guys, ACP, mute that mic, please. So like when you're able to get these guys just guarding the perimeter at the level that they are and just forcing them to really work. Like the Pistons had to work to get everything inside. And if that's what you're going to do, especially when we've seen these guys like Timmy went 4-3, but he hit clutch threes to get back in this game. Like they essentially cut off the water for what the Pistons had with Malik Beasley. Like he wasn't in rhythm. Hardaway